What's that word? Let people know we got on 16 shot on Visualz.
Man, it's the Las Vegas Landlord out of Sin City.
For sure.
Yeah.
First thing I want to ask you is about your name. Was it a reason they call you Las Vegas Landlord?
I kind of gave myself that name when I transitioned from the streets to some music shit. Just trying to be creative with an artist name.
So you born and raised in Vegas?
Yeah, born and raised, yep.
How was that for you? Like, have you ever lived in any other places also?
No, I mean, I moved to Seattle after high school for about a year. I went to Atlanta for probably like 10 months, but for the most part, I've been in Vegas the whole time.
So, what was it about Vegas that made you stick to that way?
Man, my whole family, the street I was born and raised on, my whole family lived over there. Both of my grannies, my uncles, aunties, and that shit. My whole family there.
So, speak on like the area you came up in. Like, is it like a certain name for it?
Yeah. I'm born and raised on 40 block off of Martin Luther King and Lake Mead. Kind of been around since before I was born type shit. Laurie Street to be exact. That's where both of my grandmas and shit stayed at. That's kind of where I learned everything I know from type shit.
It's crazy. It seems like every hood got like a King Drive, no matter what city.
Yeah, that's what, just watching the shit, that's what we was talking about that shit. Cause I ain't never know that it was called King Drive, and I ain't know it was called Martin Luther King. I just heard niggas saying King Drive, but we got a Martin Luther King too, so we be tweaking off of that shit.
So how's your hood coming up? Like, how was your upbringing? Did you have like both your parents, or how was?
Man, yeah, I had, my mama lived in the house on Laurie Street, and then my daddy mama lived two houses down type shit. So, like the hood I grew up in, I had both of my parents' families, you know what I mean? And both of them families was huge type shit, cause my hood ain't really like some shit that's like worldwide. It's like a neighborhood, you know what I mean? Where you down there gotta be from over there type shit to know anything.
So, when it comes to Vegas, like, are there any hoods out there where it's like, they known where like, worldwide, or it's just like,
it's so many hoods in Las Vegas, it's crazy. It's a whole bunch of hoods. And you do got like the worldwide hoods, like Bloods, 60s, Crips. Besides that, everything else is like Vegas made type shit. It's a lot of clique shit. We got a lot of clique shit going on in our city. It's a lot of neighborhoods too, but it's a lot of clique shit going on.
So, a lot of people, when they think of Vegas, they think of like the casinos and the strip and shit like that. So is that where all the game banging and shit going down there?
No, see, it's beyond the strip. The strip is kind of like, when you even just living in the city, the strip is kind of like a very, very small part of the city. That shit ain't really got too much to do with nothing. There's a whole lot going on outside of that shit, for sure.
Why you think that's what get all the attention?
I mean, that's what's making the money. So it's gonna always be like that. Like, they gonna cover up like what goes on beyond it just because they trying to sell and paint a perfect picture, of the city. Cause that's kind of like what we generate all our money from type shit. But like I said, it's a whole lot going on outside of them lights. And I put it in my music and my videos a lot, but like I said, I'm only one artist. It's a bunch of niggas out there doing music too and painting pictures of their lifestyle and where they came from. Cause like I said, it's a lot of neighborhoods, a lot of cliques. It's turned.
What would you say like the biggest misconception about Vegas is?
The shit that it's only the strip type shit. That's definitely, like every artist that I done locked in with, or anybody I done fucked with that I done took off the strip, they just be blew back that it's actually that much going on. Like I said, it's a whole lot of shit going on outside that strip for sure. So
like on the strip, is that usually a safe place? Like, is that a place where anything can happen to people?
Man, I'm gonna keep it real. It's kind of like a hit and miss. It is safe, don't get me wrong, and they do whatever they can to keep it safe, but like it done been some shit that went down. There done been some shootings and shit that went down. A lot of bullshit that went down on the strip, but it's supposed to be safe,
Yeah.
So.
I be seeing like a lot of people out there either like beating buckets, doing like all type of random shit. Like, is that like a decent income? Would it be that many people?
I mean, we having some like it's growing and it's becoming like some Hollywood shit, like one of the biggest entertainment. Like it's already one of the biggest entertainment capitals of the world. So you got people, millions of people coming in and out every day. So just to be down there doing any hustling, selling anything or doing anything, asking for donations, you gonna make some money because it's people out here coming out here to spend money type shit.
For sure. Yeah, like I got the mindset certain cities is almost not an excuse to be broke. Like if you look at Town Square, New York, for example, if you can just go to a place where there's that many people at any given time, you should find a way to be able to sell something to somebody. You know?
100%. 100%, and that's why when you born and raised in Vegas, you learn how to hustle at like a young age, like pre-teens type shit, because it's so much going on and there's so many ways to make money. Like you end up falling in some kind of hustle eventually, just because there's so many people out there, bitch. Which kind of like spoiled us, so when we go to other cities, everything seems slow motion. Every city, no matter where a nigga go, it just seems like slow motion because shit 24 hours. Don't close.
How is that having a city that's like just non-stop action?
Man, being from there, you don't realize that you living in it type shit until a nigga start traveling. Like after high school, a nigga start traveling and shit, and you start seeing like shit closing, liquor stores closing at 11, clubs closing at 1 in the morning and shit. You know, Vegas shit, it's like all night, all morning type shit. It's shit that start at 6 in the morning type shit. Shit crazy.
So basically, like, you could wake up any time of the day and find something to do.
And find something to do. And not just one thing, a whole bunch of different shit to do, like literally. I still go down there and be surprised. Like, so every now and then I go down there in the daytime, like, damn, it's a whole lot of shit going on down here.
So what's the, my bad, what you was about to say?
No, you good.
What's the music scene like out there?
It's turned, like, it probably done tripled in the last like 3 years. Like it been slow for the most part, just because like I said, they gonna cover up anything outside of the strip that ain't making them money. But now it's like, it's growing. With the internet growing, it's like, it done became like damn near like a music town type shit. Like we got a whole bunch of hard artists, a bunch of platforms that's pushing the artists and shit now. The radio stations kind of getting involved. And even the clubs is kind of like booking a lot of the artists in Vegas and shit now.
So do y'all have like y'all own sound, you would say? Like signature sound?
Yeah, definitely, but when you listen to it, you'll definitely be able to tell it's different. So we got some artists that you might be able to, might sound West Coast, but for the most part, Vegas definitely got a sound.
What about, you know how like a lot of cities, they adopted the drill sound. Like, do y'all got like a drill scene out there?
Man, in the last year, it done been like the biggest it done ever been, definitely a drill scene. It done turned up. I was using a terminology basically saying that it's like motherfuckers trying to be like the Chirac shit or, you know, just kind of like run behind that. But shit, now, it ain't no trying. It's a whole scene now, a drill scene as far as music and what's happening behind the music.
Yeah, that was gonna be my next question. So, do you feel like the drill music or the drill scene like make things worse as far as like violence?
Man, being 100% honest, bro, before the internet, a lot of shit that's being filmed on the internet was already going on. Like all the little motherfuckers doing some shit, motherfucker dying and being disrespectful on the internet. Like the little homies was doing that shit like before the internet even came. So when it started happening like that, it kind of like, Vegas kind of like gravitated towards the whole Chirac shit, cause we like the West Coast period is a gangbang culture, you know? So when it's just seeing that another city doing the same shit and kind of like putting that shit on the internet, it's kind of like the same shit we've been kind of going through. We just we ain't had the internet type shit.
So with the internet, would you say like Did it like change the temperature of things, or
Yeah,
you saying
hell
like the
yeah,
same
it turned
thing?
it up. It turned that shit up. It really fucked shit up. It got a bunch of motherfuckers diving off the deep end type shit, just chasing that image, chasing that drill image. But yeah,
Because I feel like it give people like a incentive to do
this shit. Yeah. You used to tell a nigga like that shit ain't gonna get you nowhere but death or in jail type shit. But now that shit getting niggas some money. You know what I mean? Like niggas doing that shit and getting some money off of that shit, like turning up and selling that whole drill culture. Niggas getting rich off that shit.
I feel like that should be like a trap type shit. Like I feel like they might let certain people in that people look up to, and it might be one nigga or let's say 5 niggas that get signed for this shit, but it's
a million niggas that just get locked up for it.
Yeah.
I tell niggas all that it's a thin line because when you do it, you can blow. It's like, but to get in that dough, that percentage is kind of slim. Like, you know, it's a hit or miss. You can be the biggest artist in the world because of what you did, or you can get your ass indicted because of what you did type shit.
I be seeing even with Chicago artists, like a lot of them, especially ones that's like making new names for themselves.
Yeah.
The things they doing, the steps they taking is crazy. And it's like, you either gonna make it.
You gonna make it.
Or you gonna make it to jail.
You gonna be fucked all the way up. And I be watching it too, like, man, if he could get away, cause you damn near gotta do just enough and then boom, move. But if you just get to sticking around that shit be like, you ain't got no chance. It's a slim chance.
So, do they show like a lot of support out there?
Now they do. It kind of was like, for years and years and years, it was zero support. But over the years, now that the internet is helping it where your influence can help a club or help a venue make some money, you know, depending on your following. So now they kind of get involved with more people type shit.
I heard you was signed to like Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah. Yeah, I was signed in for about damn near 5 years, bro. Cool situation as far as the things that I got to experience, just visually got to see some shit travel a little bit, but musically it kind of like stunning my growth a little bit, honestly.
So when you was signed, like did you know like the other label mates and shit like that?
It was only a couple artists at the time. See, when I was around, it was Filthy Rich Records, so this was before it even turned to Money Team type shit. So, but the artist that was around, like Frank Billionaire from Philly, before he stopped fucking around with him, we was locked in and shit. Me and Lit James was locked in. All of the people that was doing music over there at the time I fuck with. I still kind of fuck with some of them boys outside of the music shit.
So you wasn't signed when I think King Yella might have been signed to them or something like that.
What's getting hell no, I don't think so. It's crazy cause I damn near remember something like that, but this was way before the like internet,
the Money Team
like
shit.
before the Money Team shit. Was it a while back? I don't know.
I think when Yella was saying that, or when I seen on the internet, it was the Money Team, cause I ain't know.
Recently.
Yeah, like not like too recent, like a couple years ago.
Yeah, I my shit was like 7, 8 years,
a
while ago. Yeah, like I still fuck with them, but yeah, we ain't got no ties as far as like business or music and nothing going on.
What happened with the situation?
Man, really nothing. Like to sum it up, I think that him being around a lot of like CEOs, P Diddy's, the Jay-Z's and shit, I think that he just kind of wanted to put himself in the conversation as far as being just a mogul. So he started a label, but they never invested no time or no money into a nigga like that at all. Like when I was fucking around, I was still paying for all my own shit, paying for my own videos and all that shit.
So was you under the impression that it was gonna be like a bigger push?
I was told it was gonna be. I was told a lot of shit, you know, a bunch. I was sold a lot of dreams on what we was gonna do. Even as like the shit that I was told was kind of wild. And you know, I'm a nigga from Vegas with zero opportunities at the time. I'm just kind of like hanging around trying to see, you know, I know he got the power to push a button, so I'm just like trying to sit around and see what happened type shit, and that shit just never happened. It's just a bunch of waste of time, really.
So like, is there any like lessons you could say you learned from the situation?
Man, like I kind of feel like I damn near did everything right, even as far as like waiting around that long. So I don't really know exactly what I can say, but it did help me like musically going into my like newer situations. Like I definitely take a lot more time thinking about what the situation can do for my career long term. Like I wasn't thinking about that. I was just kind of like riding the wave and what he had going on, just hoping that one day we'll get in a situation where he'll put my name, you know, just in a conversation with some big artists and shit. Cause we used to be around hella artists at the time, like hella every rapper in the game type shit used to be trying to fuck with him. So I used to be meeting these niggas, but never like doing no music and that. So I was just feeling like, man, that shit just kind of like fuck me off.
Yeah. So what's your current situation like?
I'm signed to Grind Hard right now, out of Nashville, Starlito. Since I've been fucking with him, it kind of like, even that situation, like he just an artist, you know, he got his little label, but that was after the Floyd shit. Like even fucking with him for like a year in, like my audience had grown. He used his platform immediately, even before he was benefiting off of me. Before we even had like a business agreement or nothing, he was just like, I was at touring with him and shit, and posting my albums and shit, and kind of like grew my fan base. So that's kind of where I'm kind of locked in at right now.
I heard you had a song dropping with No Cap on the album.
Yeah. I went to Houston. And dropped we recorded 1.5 songs, but the first song we recorded, I was gonna throw on my album. We just waited to do the video and shit. Yeah, it's gonna be on the new project. I wanted it on my last project, Far From Perfect, but that kind of like couldn't happen. Just because of the clearance shit. So I'm gonna just save it for the next project.
So how was it collabing with No Cap?
That's my nigga, man. I met him through Starlito, actually. I was talking to him online and then just kind of chopping up with him about some music shit. And he was just basically acknowledging that he kind of already knew who a nigga was. Basically listening to Starlito music, a nigga was on a lot of Lito albums and mixtapes and shit. And we kind of just built the relationship over the time. That nigga, when he went to jail this last time, used to be calling me from jail and shit. We used to be chopping it up about doing songs and doing shit together. And when he got out, he kept it real. Like we locked in and did some shit, and we gonna do this video and drop this shit on the next album, for sure.
So is there anybody that you could say like you might have learned from musically or like looked up to coming up?
I mean, Lil Wayne always been one of my like favorite artists of all time type shit, but as far as like learning from an artist, I had to say that's Starlito, just being that he shared so much information with me and kind of like let me see it firsthand, the shit that he was going through, the ups and the downs of the whole music shit. So I kind of like cadenced my career kind of based off of a lot of shit that I learned from watching him doing it independently type shit. For sure.
So is any like Chicago artists that you rock with?
Man, over the years I done locked in with so many artists, bro, on some like, started out on some music shit and then it just kind of came like my niggas type shit, like Wook. That's my nigga, like slept in my crib. Tay 600, slept in a nigga crib, like that's my nigga. S Dot, that's my dog for sure. THF Billa, that's my nigga, we talk on the regular. Cap, fuck 12. I fuck with that nigga. Me and Muda had some conversations about doing some music and shit too. And Yeah, that's pretty much it. I know Yellow was locked up in prison with some of my niggas out here, so they used to be calling, putting him on the phone and shit, and saying he was saying once he got out, we was gonna lock in and shit, but we ain't never get together, nothing.
Bro. Speaking of Yellow, like you be checking out like the videos and vlogs and shit they be doing?
Yeah, I kind of be following a lot of that shit. All y'all shit, keeping it real.
So, what's your opinion on like rappers that do it? Like, you feel like that's a good what would I say, like, I ain't gonna say good income, because I know it's a good income, but do you think it's a good thing for like a rapper to do?
Man, it's so crazy. I kind of feel like certain rappers qualify for that type of shit. Like certain rappers qualify for it, some don't. Like I feel like some rappers could do it and they work, and some rappers I feel like if they did it, I don't think it'll work type shit. I feel like certain rappers can do it. I don't think it's a good thing for every rapper to try to do it type shit.
When you say work, are you saying like if they do it, it'll mess up the rap, or them doing it just wouldn't work?
I'm saying if your career is kind of like huge already, I feel like the vlogging kind of like slow down your music career. But if your music career is already kind of like flattened out, kind of to the point where you just kind of like you ain't where you want to be type shit, but your name is still that. Like you got a name. I feel like doing like vlogging is a way to it, because people damn near be wanting to hear what a motherfucker got to say, and not even what they got to what kind of music they got type shit. You know what I mean? Certain artists they want to hear music and not hear what a nigga talking about type shit.
So like, how in tune are you with like the Chicago scene as far as like what be going on?
Man, I be following that shit all the time. That shit kind of addicting, look.
So like on the outside looking in, with you being from Vegas, like who would have seen like some of like the wildest hoods to you or wildest artists
out there? Right. Man, I done heard so many stories from these niggas, cause you know, I be talking to all my, like them, we done have, every time I get around them niggas, I ask them niggas like, man, what's this like, what's that like? So I done heard stories about every side, really. Niggas turned up, all them niggas turned up, shit, keeping it real.
You been seeing like the M Block shorties, you heard of them?
Man, I just started watching that shit. That's the latest shit. I just started watching that shit. I ain't all the way like in tune, but that shit, yeah, I was watching that shit though.
Yeah, they'll be pulling up on the police.
Yeah.
Pulling out Drakes.
Come on, man.
Catch.
Yeah, that type of shit in Vegas. I'm talking about a nigga just got locked up off of a diss song. He ain't say no name or no shit. This was like last week. He just one of the niggas out of Las Vegas and shit said some shit, said a couple lines, and they picked his ass right on up. They don't play that shit from a diss song. All that shit that you can do in Chicago, you get to doing that shit in Vegas. They come and knock at your door. Even if you just talking about some shit you ain't had nothing to do with, they might want to ask you some questions. That shit different.
So, you know, back like when they was doing all the looting and rioting and shit, did that affect Vegas? Like, was they out there doing that?
Man, it was motherfuckers out there turned up. Like, it was some lit shit going on out there. Not like it was in California, though. But motherfuckers was fake doing some shit.
Cause I was finna say, like, imagine if all that energy hit like a casino or some shit.
Oh yeah. But see, that's what I'm saying. Our police department so motherfucking gangster, they ain't going for that shit. Motherfuckers going there playing, they gonna come in that bitch shooting. They ain't this shit. Metro, yeah, they ain't on that.
Yes, sir. I remember earlier, we was talking about like you been locked in with certain Chicago artists. I was asking like, how did that actually come about?
Man, just following the whole culture, keeping it real. But I kind of be like trying to lock in with niggas that I actually like their music type shit. Like that's kind of how all of it started out. Most of the relationships kind of started out on some music shit. And from them niggas coming to Vegas here and there, and niggas just locking in and building rapport. The internet really, you know, that kind of like was the roots of all on. Just kind of like niggas listening to say music. I might hit one of them up. Me and Wook was fucking around heavy. I'm just seeing niggas around. I'm just kind of like, niggas that's hard. tap in with them. Niggas might do a song. I've been fucking with Prince J lately. Supposed to be doing some shit, doing some music and shit. But yeah, really just the internet, man, locking in. Like I said, the game bang culture and shit kind of like the same. So I really just be trying to fuck with artists on some like, on the art shit, like not what they got going on outside of the music though.
Did that shit with S-Dot too.
Yeah, I did. We dropped some shit. I did some shit with S-Dot. I got 2 songs with S-Dot. I got 2 songs with S-Dot. We did one in Chicago though. Shout out to S-Dot too, cause when the nigga touched down, that nigga kept it real and yeah, showed the nigga around, took a nigga through. We did some music shit, fucked around and shit.
So basically, just fuck with the BDs.
Hell no, man. I don't fuck with no gangs. I don't know nothing about the gangs out there. I don't know nothing about the gang politics out there. I fuck with the culture and the art of that shit, for sure.
Nah, you know I had to troll you one time. So you ever been to Chicago?
Yeah, I've been there twice, but this last time where I just went a couple months ago, that's when me and S-Dot just did that song and shit. Just fucking around. I actually had a show. Lito and Don Tripp had a show and shit, and I kind of like opened up with a song, fucking around out there. It was cool, for sure.
So who would you say like the hottest artist in Vegas? Not like one artist, but like I'd say like the top 5 artists in Vegas right now.
Man, I can't. I'm gonna keep it real. I don't got no top 5. I couldn't even give you no top 5. There's so many hard artists out there for sure.
Ain't nobody that you listen to more than others though, like your personal?
I mean, I really be listening to my partners and the niggas that I fuck with most of the time. But it's like I said, it's a lot of talent, a whole lot of talent. And I don't want to say nobody and miss out on nobody, but it's a lot of talent in Las Vegas for downtown.
So they ain't like nobody that's considered like the face of this shit?
Me.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
I mean that ain't me just saying that. That's something like if you ask the whole city, I'm sure like 9 times out of 10 they gonna say me type shit, and that's just the facts.
So how was like the when it come like the shows and shit out there? Like, are y'all, you know how like in Chicago, a lot of artists couldn't or can't do shows like in Chicago? Is it the same way?
That's kind of how it's been over the years, especially for me. They was fucking with me for the longest. Before I just signed this little residency at the club, Big Jerk in Vegas, they closed down Big Jerk because I was performing. The police department kind of like told them if they gonna let me perform, they had to go through a whole court system and shit. And they ended up winning their case, and even after winning their case, they still came back and locked in a year of residency for with a nigga and shit. But they definitely don't want no rap music being performed. They do their best to kind of like, unless it's some people they book on the strip where they can make money from it, like they don't want nobody kind of, especially nobody that kind of came up in the streets of Las Vegas performing, and they know like what it come with type shit and what kind of people, that kind of crowd they kind of draw.
Yeah. So do the police like be hot when it kind of like just like say you kicking in the hood like?
Hell yeah, we got police officers that'll just hop out and what's up and come kick it like on some shit like I'm right here with y'all doing what's poppin' type shit. Hell yeah, that shit ain't no joke. I'm gonna keep it real. They don't play. They don't play. They ass don't play.
Is it worse like if you like a rapper or something or got a name?
I feel like it. I feel like it's kind of like, yeah, because everything that kind of come with your section kind of get brought up on you, you know? So if you rap and you kind of from somewhere, everything that happened, even if it's a shorty, you know, 13, 14 years old, do some shit. If you from where you from and you the face of that shit, it kind of like, a lot of that shit kind of get brought back on you, especially through the police system. They kind of like feel like you the reason or you the brains or you the power behind that shit. So yeah.
What would you say like some of the like top hustles out there, like as far as people get money?
Man, it's a whole lot on keeping it real. Pimping, hoeing is kind of like a popular thing, of course. Niggas do a lot of the same shit that everybody do everywhere. You know, real pushing this, pushing that type shit. But yeah, pimping and hoeing and just being involved in that motion down there. If you got some shit where you can be down there with all them people You can sell, you know, sell whatever down that bitch, but you just gotta keep it moving. But I know, like, for the biggest hustle and shit, that's kind of something we know for picking it off and shit. Biggest hustling, selling whatever to make some money.
Yeah, I heard like the prostitution legal out there, something like that.
Man, it's down there legal. It's legal.
Like I know pimping not legal.
Yeah,
but like,
In the prostitution ain't legal, but it's ways to make it legal just by calling it. I want some entertainment to my room type shit, and you know that's their way of legalizing it type shit.
Cause I was confused, like when people be like, yeah, it's legal in Vegas. Like, is it a store you can walk in and just go?
Down there, down there, shit. It's a street you can walk on. It's down there. It's everywhere you go. Like you go into the casino, you gonna be greeted by a female type shit.
Nah, for sure. I didn't see that every time I come.
For sure.
Like I just be having regular. Well, I think it'd be regular combo, and then it end with.
What's up? What you on? What you on? What you on?
And I be thinking it's a regular what you on shit. What you on? They're like, yeah, you come out wrong, but
I'm
it's
trying
this
to go
much.
to your room type shit. What's up?
Yeah, then I find out how you want some money.
Yeah, you want
just wasted the last 5 minutes talking to you.
For sure. That's it.
Thinking I'm talking to a regular girl, you out here trying to.
Hell no.
So like, it ain't like super legal to like you go take a credit card, walk in this establishment and be like, I want her.
Nah, hell nah. Like you go in a strip club or something, you find something you like, shit, and she like you enough, you can do that for sure.
Cause I done seen two girls walking with like booty shorts, and they both said like something's property. I forgot the dude's name. Then they was walking with a white dude, and I'm like, damn.
Oh yeah,
that must be Josh or whatever the name was on the shorts.
Yeah, they out here playing. That shit they had nigga ass in the slime. They out here playing.
I was gonna say that sound kind of risky to me, cause it's like you broadcasting it, but you really can't prove just from the shorts. But if you really do it and they been on you for a minute investigating you,
yeah, exactly. But in Vegas, I'm gonna keep it real. All that proving shit, alright, they don't give a fuck about that. Like they picking a nigga up off of some shit that nigga might have whispered to somebody. You got some shit talking about somebody's property. They gonna swoop the bitch up and ask her. Like, cause you getting forced to do this type shit. They don't be playing.
So, do you have plans on like moving from Vegas, or is that like the place that you see yourself staying at?
Man, being honest, I used to think that I never probably could live out of Vegas because it's so hard transitioning somewhere. Just because, like I said, it's fast and it's 24 hours. So everything just seems so much slower. But I definitely, in the later years of my life, last couple of years, I definitely can see myself living somewhere else. I definitely will always want like some property here and a couple houses or something. But I definitely can see myself living somewhere else now, definitely, for sure.
So, you know, you were speaking on the album and shit like that earlier. You could let the people know, like, exactly what's the name of it and release.
Well, I got 2 albums that I'm working on, but man, Fake Love 4 is kind of like the most anticipated one. I'm kind of like working on that while I'm working on another one. I don't know which one's gonna drop first. Am I gonna drop one before Fake Love 4? But Fake Love 4 gonna come this year type shit for sure.
What's the inspiration behind it?
Man, Fake Love 1 kind of just like took off. It was just kind of me going through a whole bunch of like fake love with like friends and family and shit. And it started out with just rapping a song about it, and then it turned into a whole album just because nigga was going through so much at the time, had so much shit to vent about. And then shit, with it growing, I had dropped some Fake Love merchandise and shit with it, and all that shit kind of just like blew up. So I went and did Fake Love 2 and Fake Love 3. But then I dropped Far From Perfect and Permanent Scars. And now I'm gonna drop Fake Love 4.
So, you know, how was it when you first started doing music? Like, what was the reaction like right away? Did it take time to get a buzz?
Man, not really, cause I'm born and raised Vegas, bro. My name was already like super big in the streets. So as soon as I started doing music, that shit transitioned like so smooth because I was already super popular. The shit I was saying, people already kind of can vouch for. So that shit kind of like blew up fast for me. I ain't really had like no period where I had to grind and get pick the city behind me and make songs and do certain things. It was like, as soon as I started rapping, it was like, that's Lil Pee Wee, that rap now.
So did you have to like adjust from like the street life to the rap life and like?
Hell yeah, still adjusting. Keeping it real, still adjusting. It's that shit just so tricky. You know what I mean? You down there like wanna, cause you know certain stories and certain things sell just because people want to know about certain stuff, and you just get caught up in that. Want to tell them because you want to elevate in your career, but then you know that shit gonna kind of bring the wrong kind of attention, so you kind of, you know what I mean? It's like, damn, they're like, toss up, you feel me?
So is that something that happened out there, like on the rap scene out there, like people getting snatched up for what they saying?
Yeah, hell yeah. A nigga, like I said, a nigga just got swooped up a week ago on some shit where he was rapping about some shit, and the nigga mama kind of like told the police because she was already trying to say he did it. I think some shit. Don't quote me on none of this shit, but he ended up rapping about it, and she ended up saying some shit. I guess he made a fake page and was taunting her and some shit, some stupid shit going on that they was saying reading the article. This is what the article was saying, but they really swooped him up on some music shit, and really I don't understand how the fuck you can do that. Niggas rap about, and he ain't say no names or no shit, you know, niggas just rapping. But like I said, that's that Vegas shit. They'll ask questions later. They swooping the nigga ass up.
Like I know they supposed to call it art or whatever technically, but like I think if what you saying is too detailed and then it's an actual situation that happened with them same details,
yeah, for sure.
Then you can't really be calling it art, because it's like, all right, we know this shit happened.
Yeah.
And you just described it exactly how we know it happened.
Yeah, I was like, when they first started saying they was using lyrics and shit, I actually was fighting for the artistry of the shit, but when you get too in detail, I guess like, that's kind of hard for the police not to investigate it at least, you know.
Like when Bobby Smurda said, Mitch caught a body about a week ago.
Yeah.
I think that nigga caught a body a week ago for real. Because it's a court, like.
Yeah, that shit wild as fuck, ain't it? Like,
yeah.
That shit wild.
Like he should have waited a couple years and then said a week ago. Now you can't really match it up, you know.
Man, which is crazy because it's like the biggest artists in the world, like even the ones that we admire to this day, to Jay-Z's and, you know, Lil Wayne's and shit, like, niggas used to say all type of shit. Like, you can go in and say anything you weren't used to. Now you say some shit. They gonna piece some shit together.
Yeah, the world changing just overall.
Yeah, for sure.
It's getting more sensitive too. Like, it's a lot of things you can't say that have been regular before.
Yeah, hell yeah. Nah, you can't play. Cause lately, like, you can it's just perception. Like, you can say something. If enough people on the internet say that they offended by you, that'll make everybody else like pull away from you, just depending on how many people that feel offended type shit. Yeah. You can say some regular shit, but if you offend 10,000 people, it's like, all right, we ain't fucking with you. Even if they don't know why you offended nobody, they don't stand by people that offend these sensitive people.
A lot of people, they follow us too. Like they just go with the trend or what's cool or the wave.
Yeah, 100%.
They don't be thinking. 100%. They don't think for themselves. So I noticed that like if you put something in front of somebody enough, like a certain narrative or something, they'll change your mind. They get to saying it like,
thanks.
This like a touchy subject, so I'm gonna be cool with my words with this, but like I'm gonna give an example, like with the transsexual people.
Yeah.
Like it's to the point now people who don't agree with calling a man a woman still say it. Yeah. And it's like then either like an accident naturally or it's like a motherfucker just gave into it, like, cause they say it so much. Even me, like, it got me worried about how I'm finna word what the fuck I'm finna say, cause I know like.
That's crazy, ain't it? That's crazy. That's crazy.
In reality, it's crazy that somebody can force you to call them what, you know, it's like, it's basically like you got me going against what I know, type shit.
And got to, if you trying to like make money on the internet, you know, you gotta do it, and that shit wild as fuck, you know, like.
I get the respect thing, cause I ain't a disrespectful person. Like if you don't disrespect me, I ain't gonna disrespect you. So like, I get respect them, but it's like, it's like you damn near don't respect the people that, it's like, why a motherfucker can't just agree to disagree, you know?
And you can't learn on camera. It's like, motherfuckers be learning about shit on camera, but before you even learn what it really means, you'll be canceled already. For real, like you trying to like, oh shit, that meant that, then that, and that's when you know you cancel, everybody cancel. You just learning about.
It's certain words I didn't know was offensive. We just use them in the hood.
Come on, man, that shit crazy. That shit crazy.
Like, I ain't know the term tranny was offensive. Like I thought that's what the fuck we, or even like dyke. I thought that's what we.
Right.
Cause the girls in our hoods that was like that, that's what they called themselves. Bro, so it's like I ain't know that.
That's wild.
And then one day I was on live and somebody like, boy, you better be cool. That ain't nothing.
Can you call them transmissions? I see niggas call them transmissions.
Yeah, it's like, it's crazy. This shit be crazy when people pick and choose. It's like, all right, I can't call you this, but
what you could call
that shit, that word gonna get canceled sooner or later. Enough people can use it.
I swear.
I think
people get offended. They'll keep it real, motherfucker make 1,000 fake pages and like act offended, bro. You can definitely get canceled for anything. Keep it real. Like motherfuckers get to standing away from you when you get to offending people. That shit wild.
Speaking of transmissions, man, I don't know if you've seen them videos with Lil J. They say he was basically working on his mechanic work.
Yeah, they said my boy up in there doing some mechanic shit. I don't know, man. I seen that shit. That shit crazy. But he said it wasn't him though, so shit.
Ain't no telling, man.
My boy said that wasn't him.
But shit, we need mechanics in the world, man.
You know what I mean? Make sure nigga vehicles is cool.
How is that though, seeing somewhere it's like somebody who got like such big of a name, impact, and like, I say like, down there like a pioneer of this drill shit. It's a lot of people who like, that's like that, and it's like, the way this shit playing out is crazy, and we see us playing out, it's like,
it's crazy because I actually thought people was like putting that dirt on his name, thinking like calling him gay. I didn't think that a nigga would actually be in a Cook County trying to be gay with everybody that know him type shit. So I thought that was always some fake bullshit, honestly. So when I seen it, I was like, oh shit.
I always give him the benefit of the doubt, but I never just ignored what I heard, because when I was in jail in 2015, I was hearing that shit. So it's like, I'm knowing, like, it's 2023, y'all still saying this? And it's people that used to be cool with you, so it's like,
saying that shit, and then he got out. Then when he got out and did that one of them interviews and shit, he was talking about it.
He made me believe him.
That's why I say he re-convinced me that he had shit. I'm like, damn, then this shit came out. Then even when he called, body don't match, skin tone don't match. I'm like, boy, all that shit, man.
So you think when he get out, he can still have like the same wave he had when he came out?
Man, I heard a couple niggas from Chicago say this, and I kind of agree with that. Like, if he was to come out on some like stop hiding and shit, he might got a chance of some like Nas X shit type shit. But he gotta admit it. If he don't admit it, he ain't that.
That'd be hard, cause his fan base ain't that. But maybe that might be his new fan base. Cause do they got like a gangster, openly gay rapper?
He'll be the first, huh? He gonna be the first.
Like I seen a gangster Crip, but like that shit, that ain't the same. Like
a nigga really like.
I ain't hearing niggas talking about the gangster gay Crip, and pop niggas and beat niggas and shit like that. Like everybody done heard about Lil J, so it's like, is this the first of that? Like it was like, alright, folks really was a savage out here,
man.
But
Omar from the Wire.
You say Omar from the Wire.
I wonder what, man.
Cause I'm trying to see how that really would play out. Like you real gangster, but you just open.
And it's like 6ix9ine snitching. It's like you don't want to hear shit from him because he snitched, but if he drops on you down there, want to see what's going on. Like Lil J, if he came out and said he was gay, like he gonna have that community and niggas who really know him from that still want to see like what the fuck is this nigga doing? He gonna end up being a nigga who get paid for appearances and shit, but I don't know about no drill music.
See, I'm trying to see, cause it's a lot of rappers who like known as gangsters that's slowly doing like questionable shit, like getting nail polish, makeup, weird hairstyles, and it's like it's starting to make me feel like it's an agenda being pushed. And so, you know how I say, like, when you constantly see something, it becomes regular and accepted. So when a nigga like Drake paint his nails and put pink bows in his head, it's like, how long before this just the thing?
Before that's the shit. Before that's the shit. That shit to me, that's kind of like. And if you look at it, it's like even the dress code, the appearance for men, like, you know, when they had with jeans were smaller, shirts were smaller. It's like, god damn, what is this shit coming
to? I feel like the young kids that's coming up now, I say 10, 20 years from now, it's gonna be crazy. Like, I wonder how the world gonna be then. Like,
that shit gonna be wild for them. So.
They might be confused what a man or a woman is for real, cause like older generations, niggas seeing like the change. So it's like you ain't gonna forget what you know. But if you born into a generation where this is the narrative.
You was born, your first time you got on the internet, that's what you seen.
It's like, first time you get on the internet, and now, when you born, you ain't born man or woman. It's whatever they say. Like, it's like, damn.
Man, that shit crazy as hell, bro. Hell no.
So, you know, before we close out, is there any other topics you want to touch on? Anything you want to get off your chest, promote, messages? Shout out.
Man, you know, I got my label, Baller Boys, man. We about to start signing some artists out of Las Vegas. So, you know, some of the younger artists coming up. We're gonna kind of like extend that branch to a lot of the city. Start trying to use some of these platforms that I done gained and these relationships that I done built, and give them to some of the people in the city and shit. So, stay tuned for that. My next 2 albums, I got 2 albums coming out by the end of the year. Fake Love, Falling On, got the title for the other one. But me and Starlito got an album that's supposed to be dropping either this year, beginning of next year type shit. Yeah, just stay tuned. Instagram, Landlord702. Twitter, Landlord702.
For sure. With the Baller Boys shit, I peeped the chains, they Baller Boys, so the people you signed it, they gonna get them a...
You know, for sure. I'm gonna kind of do it the right way. I got like I'm aware of everything that go on in the city and the things that we can do, kind of like to make the just signing and giving them a real opportunity, man. I'm gonna try to get. I can't do more than just give them a chain, but I want to really like. Cause I feel like I definitely got the brains for this shit, you know what I mean, as far as like building a brand, building an artist type shit. So yeah, I'm excited to see what happens.
Alright, for sure. Let everybody know how to get with you on your social media.
Man, Landlord702 on Instagram, Landlord702 on Twitter, Landlord702 on Snapchat. What else is it? YouTube, the Landlord Online YouTube channel. Subscribe to that bitch. Yeah.
Okay, keep on going crazy too.
You know, I appreciate it. You know, we got 16 in this motherfucker. This shit was long overdue. We've been chopping it up for a minute. You know, it's up.
Okay, love.
Love.